Harder They Fall, the new western from Jeymes Samuel, was available on Netflix, and it features an ensemble cast, including Johnathan Majors, Idris Elba, Regina King, Zeze, Beites, and Lakeith Stanfield. This movie tells the story of Nat Luv, an outlaw who discovers that Rufus Buck, the person who was responsible for murdering his family, has escaped. Nat Luv assembles his old team of outlaws, and together they go out and seek revenge by wanting to kill Rufus. Before we go any further, guys, I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my videos are going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well. It has been a long time since we've seen a western with an all-black cast. The last western that had an all-black cast was 1993's Posse, directed by Mario Van Peebles. The premise of The Harder They Fall is an all too familiar one. It has been done countless times, but what makes it so different with The Harder They Fall is the direction, the performances, and the writing of the movie. Jeymes Samuel has taken an all too familiar concept and given it a new lease of life. And I was pleasantly surprised by watching this movie. It is an excellent watch. It is loaded with soul, it is loaded with entertainment, and it is loaded with brilliant performances. The Harder They Fall is just a beautifully shot movie. And what was so interesting and what made this film even more engaging and entertaining for me is that whilst the premise of the movie is fictional, the characters are all based upon real-life outlaws and cowboys in the 19th century. Jeymes Samuel is an unknown director, but this film will firmly put him on the map. You can tell that he's been influenced by the likes of Quentin, Tarantino and Spike Lee just from this film. This film has got some very clever writing. It's got great performances and it moves along beautifully. It doesn't drag in any moment at all. This movie is loaded with a brilliant ensemble cast. Johnathan Majors was brilliant as Nat Luv. And Idris Elba, he does what Idris Elba always does. He always gives a commanding performance, but he is not in the movie that much. Regina King, Zeze, Beites, those ladies were incredible. And Regina King, she's been around for a very long time. I remember seeing her from Boys in the Hood. She's now become an acclaimed director, and now she is just having a second win as an actress because she is now getting the quality parts that she deserves. And this one is an excellent addition to her filmography. Lakeith Stanfield. That young man is an up-and-coming actor, and I'll tell you something now, I am incredibly impressed with his work. This man knows how to pick quality projects, and he is building up a very impressive filmography. And with every film that he does, he gives an excellent performance. The Harder They Fall is a very soulful film. And Jeymes Samuel is actually the brother of Seal. And the musical compositions and soundtrack in this film are just incredibly rich. There is hip-hop, there is reggae, and for a western, it feels out of place, but it works. You don't think about it at the time, you just think, okay, this is a very soulful track to accompany this moment in the movie. Just like with Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing was a movie that was set in the 60s, but it had 80s music to accompany it in certain scenes of the film, but it still worked. And Jeymes Samuel was actually responsible for writing some of the songs and wrote one of the songs in the end credits of the film. And it captures the Western era perfectly, as do the opening credits of the movie. What I was pleasantly surprised with The Harder They Fall is how the action sequences were so well structured. And this film can be quite violent, and the action is so well choreographed. And this is very impressive for a film debut from Jeymes Samuel. It looks like it was done by a veteran. There are nods to some of Spike Lee's work in this movie, and I don't know whether it was done intentionally. There's one particular scene where Regina King's crew are about to hold up a stagecoach. And you see Regina King point her finger to the right. And in Spike Lee's Malcolm X, we see Denzel do the same thing as Malcolm X, where outside of the hospital, where he disperses the Nation of Islam and he directs them by pointing them to the other direction. I don't know whether that was done intentionally, but I made that connection in the movie. And whilst we're talking about that particular scene where Regina King's crew are about to hold up the stagecoach, there is a beautiful homage to the late great Chadwick Boseman, where at the side of it, it says C.A. Boseman, which stands for Chadwick Aaron Boseman, which was his full name. I am incredibly impressed with The Harder They Fall. For an idea that has been done countless times, it would have come across as being a bit tedious. But the execution is just as good as the premise. How they've added different elements to the movie. Great action sequences, great performances, a great musical score. It gives it a new lease of life. And the Western genre hasn't been done in a very long time. But I think after the success of this movie, you're going to see more of these types of movies. But hats off to Jeymes Samuel. Impressive debut and a very good film. So if you haven't seen The Harder They Fall, I highly suggest that you watch it. I'll give this film a very strong 9 out of 10. So guys, thanks for watching. As always, please keep supporting this channel. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with whether you've seen The Harder They Fall and what did you think about it. Comment down below and I shall see you all on the next film review. Take care.